We're breaking free from quarantine this week on Studio 209.
Studio 209.
This week on Studio 209, we're here in Puerto Canyon. It's part of the Diablo Range just outside of Patterson in the 209, and it just so happens to be one of the most biologically diverse areas in the state. It's right in our own backyard, and there are plenty of hiking spots to check out, so let's go take a hike. Now, while there are 3 trails to hike in Puerto Canyon, ranging from easy to hard, we're gonna stick with the easy trail today. It's a little over a mile long. If you wanna come back and try one of the more difficult ones, the medium trail is just over 2 miles and the hard trail is just over 4. One of the coolest things about this particular hike is that it gives you some great views of the Del Puerto Creek. The Spanish called it Arroyo de la Puerta, which means Creek of the Door, and it's one of the tributaries of the San Joaquin River. So this is a little pool in the Del Puerto Creek, and as you can see, tons of wildlife. There's just in front of us 3 frogs, a bunch of fish. I'm sure there's a turtle somewhere if we looked hard enough. Make sure you bring some friends if you do this hike so you don't look like a loner like me. In addition to its hiking trails and beautiful scenery, Del Puerto Canyon is also a hotspot for birdwatching enthusiasts with 150 species recorded so far. We haven't seen much yet, but on our way in there was a roadrunner going real fast next to our car. Alright guys, that does it for this week's episode of Studio 209. Now I know I was spitting a lot of facts at you guys about Del Puerto Canyon, but there's so much more that I didn't even mention. Like the fact it's one of the only places on the Earth where the mantle is visible from the Earth's surface. It's known to be a landing site for extraterrestrials, and it's also said to be a door into another dimension. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, make sure you get out there and check it out. Now let's take a look at a word from our sponsor, the City of Turlock Municipal Services.
Now that summer is here and temperatures are rising, it's time to think about turning on your irrigation systems. From March 1st to October 31st, even addresses may water on Tuesdays and Saturdays, and odd addresses may water on Wednesdays and Sundays. Please remember, watering is prohibited between the hours of 9 a.m. and 7 p.m. For more water conservation information, please visit City of Turlock's website at www.cityofturlock.org.
Alright guys, you know the drill. If you like this episode of Studio 209 and you want to check out more, head over to studio209.tv and subscribe to our dedicated YouTube channel. Also, be sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at 209 Magazine. So for all of us here at Studio 209, I'm Angelina Martin, and we'll see you next week.